Ron. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ron, the Marvelman at themarvelman.com, back with Mr. Frank Link from Comic Universe in Folsom, Pennsylvania. Okay, Frank, here at Comic Universe, do you have any special events that you have throughout the year here for that would encompass maybe some of our younger fans and parents?
Well, we have free comic book day every year, which is
cool.
huge
very
for kids.
Cool.
Very big. As a matter of fact, it's coming up on May 2nd. So anybody wants to come in and pick up a comic, get in here early on Saturday, May 2nd, and it starts at 12 o'clock. And we also have signings where we've had, through the years, Chuck Dixon, Tim Truman, do a lot of signings here. And right now we're having the two creators from the Mice Templar, Michael Oeming, who was here, I guess, several months ago, with the writer, Brian Glass. So both are doing very well.
Is there any comic books out today, Frank, that are conducive to like the younger kids learning, as far as helping them read or introduction to comic books, anything like that? That mom maybe when she's not with Pop, who's hanging out here at Comic Universe, can pick up for their kids and help them to read.
Well, Marvel and DC both have a children's younger line of comics based off of Batman, Superman, the Legion, Supergirl, and then Marvel. Just about everybody, Spidey, the Avengers, Hulk, Fantastic Four. They all have a series called Marvel Adventures, which are written for the younger readers. And the art still is good. It might not be quite as good as the top of the line, but it's very good. And the stories are good and easy to read.
So basically it's a way to get the kiddies involved too, make it a whole big family event here at Comic Universe, correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool. I know for a fact that you're a big chess fan. Do you have any other hobbies besides this life that you live 24/7, nonstop, for over 30 years?
Well, I'm a big film buff. I love film, and I love sports. So I love to watch, as you can tell, I'm a football fan, but I also love movies. Movies are great.
And what type? Horror?
Just about all types. If it's a good movie, I like them all.
Anything? Did you happen to see The Watchmen? Now that we're sitting here talking about it?
Actually, I haven't, and I feel like I've committed a sin.
You have?
I have. I haven't been
out
to see it yet.
You look on the website, marvelman.com, I gave my little review about that.
Oh, I will do that.
Okay. And we already talked about the viability with young Jimmy over there, about the figurine business. Well, where do you see the comic market in 20 years, Frank? If you were in the far ahead machine there in the future, where do you see this business going?
Boy, that's a tough question, Matt.
I mean, we've seen it where it started, okay, and we've seen it through the worst of times. What do you see it 20 years from now?
Well, I think what scares me a little bit, and I mean from a personal collector's view, is that once the computer age came in and people started reading things off the computer with discs and so on, the foresight kind of told me that eventually we'd be all converted from paper to disc. I personally hope it doesn't happen, because once you remove the book out of my hands and I can't take it with me, I can't read it when and how I want to do it. I think we're all going to lose something if and when that happens.
So we're kind of talking a little bit like CGC, aren't we?
Taking the books away. Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Okay. All right. Have you seen a change in the way comic collectors collect today because of the current economic situation? Monetarily wise. A lot of people losing their jobs, a lot of people out of work or basically going to be losing their jobs that haven't already. Has it impacted the business at all?
Well, very little, and I thought maybe that it's just happening slower here.
Okay.
But actually it was my mother who phoned me and told me that she had just seen something on CNN telling how the economy that's hurting so bad has hurt the comic industry the least. And it was good to hear.
Amazing? Isn't it amazing that in the worst economic times, comic books have thrived?
Yeah.
It's almost unbelievable. How about the internet sales, Frank? Have that helped you at all, or?
We haven't dabbled in that very much at all.
Do you have a website?
We do.
What is it?
comicuniverse.net, and we're currently working on establishing an eBay store to sell a lot of the items that we have here.
To give people a chance to do that.
Sure.
Okay. And what would you say is the average age of today's comic collector versus, say, 30 years ago? You see any change in the ages? Are you getting a more diverse group of people, or is it pretty much status quo?
No, I think it's a little different. On average, I think it's a little older.
A little older?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see as many younger people
I
collecting?
don't.
Do you think a lot of that is attributed to the instant gratification, like video games or PlayStation, anything like that?
I do,
So,
and that's a shame, because a lot of the guys, I mean, I love the games myself, but if you stop reading, you're really going to lose. There's something that is
so
lost forever.
maybe some idea like young Jim Dugan over there sitting in the corner with a Coke and reading to the little kiddies on maybe Saturday afternoon might promote some harmony and
yeah, sure.
Well,
Anything would be good.
Jimmy's
Sure.
really good at that. I think we
Yeah,
should
I'm
get
sure.
him involved in it.
That'd be great.
Well, okay. Well, this may be a little tougher.
Sure.
Is it still easy to collect or acquire old comic collections to buy, or do you still get the opportunity to buy any old comics or any old collections?
Well, it's not as easy now. In the early days, we used to see them multiple collections a week. Now, if we see one or two a month, we're lucky, and generally the ones that we do see are just very recent collections from maybe the 90s to current, which we've got plenty of, and then most people don't have that much interest in to begin with.
So it's very difficult to acquire those. And
Yeah.
do you think more people are going to sell their books to the big comic book companies or auctions, get them CGC graded and send them off? Do you think that's
I think it's more the latter. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's exactly what they're doing, sending them off, going through auctions, posting them on eBay, utilizing every venue they can to sell the book and get as much from it as they can. You know.
I know from coming here myself for over 30 years that you've owned some magnificent comic books.
Which many you own,
Oh.
you end up getting.
You've owned, I know, the got your hands on the Berman collection that came
Yeah,
at one
yeah,
time,
right,
and
yeah.
they just flew out of here. So it's
They
still
sure did.
still pretty much, if you can get them, they still sell pretty well.
They sell
correct?
very well.
And when you get the opportunity to do that, you do sell them. But you consign now. You don't really buy that many collections, correct?
Yeah, we do more consigning now. Yeah, definitely. And that all started when the industry crashed. And I think you were one of the customers who saw that amazing collection that came in the mid to later 90s, which you were able to grab a bunch of. And that came in only because the fellow wanted to adopt a child from Russia. And he sold his collection
I do remember.
that way through consignment, and he accomplished his mission. He got the little girl, so it was
Very
nice. And you benefited.
Yes, I did. Well, this is Ron, the Marvel Man at themarvelman.com with Mr. Frank Link from Comic Universe in Folsom, Pennsylvania, and we will be back in a few minutes.